This is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN. Time now for the Mayor's Report, and with us this morning is Mayor Michael Beamish. Good morning.
Mayor Michael Beamish is here today in the studio, and certainly good morning to you, Clint. Good morning, David. Good morning, all the listeners out there, and I hope it's a beautiful day.
Had a little bit of a switch-up last week where we had Jerry Mullins, our street foreman, in. Got a chance to talk to him. Always like to hear from Jerry, too.
Well, you know, Jerry's a hard worker for our street crew. He's a street foreman, and we certainly have a lot of projects to keep him busy.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm sure he shared that.
We talked about a lot of those projects. You've been busy. You had council update this week.
Yeah, we did have council on Monday, May 7th, our normal council meeting day, and we had a number of issues to discuss and to vote on. We had 8 members of council present, so we could conduct business. One of the 2 resolutions that we had dealt with the Sherwood Shopping Center and a $1.4 million loan to the Community and Improvement Corporation of Troy, and they in turn will then loan to the investors of the Sherwood Shopping Center. It looks like a positive thing going to happen and a long time coming at Sherwood Shopping Center. I know the people out there that attended the public meeting were very encouraged by what's going to happen with the renovation of Sherwood Shopping Center. And so that was an emergency piece of legislation so that we can move forward with that project, and it passed 8-0 unanimously.
It'll be nice to see some new life coming to that.
And that is true. There was a component, a piece that goes along with that. It was to extend the moratorium on that North Market Street area. It just allows us another 180-day period to look at what would be the best fit for that new area of town. And I'm calling it new because I think it's going to be renovated and restored, and I think we're going to all be proud to see what's going to happen in that northeast part of our city. So that passed. That was emergency piece of legislation, a companion piece, if you want to call it that. It was an ordinance, but it passed 8-0 as well. We had a couple of other things that we discussed. You know, this has been an interesting winter. Clint, we've talked about it every week. Some days hot, some days cold, some days rainy, some days icy.
For sure.
But Patrick Titterington gave us an overview of the salt usage and the ODOT plan, and part of that was a resolution to look ahead through all ODOT's, that's the Ohio Department of Transportation. They have a cooperative purchase to get the best prices for salt. We're also looking, I hate to say this, the winter of 18-19, 2018 to 2019. So we already have to start thinking ahead, and they passed that as well as emergency legislation. Now you wonder why emergency that far down the road. ODOT has certain application periods, and one of those is coming up May 18th. So we had to act on that to get involved in the cooperative purchase.
Well, the time to get yourself put together for winter is now.
Absolutely, and in a way, it's a cost savings to us to be a part of that cooperative purchase. So that passed 8-0. We did have one continuing on to move to a 4th reading, and again, that's that final plat. We've heard a lot of discussion on Section 6 and 7 of the Stonebridge Meadows PD plan development and the right-of-way dedication. They're moving forward. It's been positive. Brock Heath, who lives out there, is the councilman out there, has given a report and indicated there's some forward positive movement, but they still wanted to move to a 4th reading to make sure things are moving forward and maybe some documentation of that forward movement. So that moved on. Let me see if there's another one. Oh, well, we had another companion piece with the reappropriation of those funds that we have to move to be able to loan the money. And so the reappropriation has only been the second time we've done that in 2018. It goes from the general fund to the CIC/Sherwood project. So that moved 8-0 as well. So we had a liquor license application, basically same place, just transfer of ownership. There was no discussion on that. Just move forward. So that was pretty much the highlight film of the Troy City Council meeting this past Monday.
Well, you've got your Leadership Troy Government Day coming up.
That's true. We do have that, and Leadership Troy, every year they have a class, and every year in May we have a government day. It gives us a chance, as we've talked many times on this show, how our form of government may be different than the surrounding communities. We're a statutory form of government. It gives us a chance to showcase what we're all about, how we operate, and we do that with future leaders in our community that are part of this Leadership Troy class. This year we will also have the honorary mayor for the day. I've been doing that for the last few years. Angie McWhorter from the Home Builders Association is going to be the honorary mayor of the day. She will participate, and we'll take a time to take her around the departments of our city, and then she will join in with the Leadership Troy, learning more about our government.
Wonderful. You got a little bit of a delay. We were talking about this before we started the program. The roundabout on McKaig is not going to start this year.
Right. We had hoped to be on the front end of that and get that done yet this summer. When the bids came in, bids, by the way, were lower than we authorized bids, so that's a good sign. But they all said their project list is just too extensive for them to do a roundabout project this year, this summer. So that roundabout on McKaig is not being planned until the summer of 19. So it'll be on the back end of the McKaig Road project instead of the front end.
All right. Well, anytime I think about the roundabout, of course, I think downtown. Hopefully, we'll be seeing the fountain running. They've been working hard and getting all the pieces and parts all put together. So we'll have that to showcase the square downtown again.
You know, we got to keep thinking of downtown and finding ways to get people to gravitate to our downtown.
Yes.
To support our local small businesses, and certainly the beauty of downtown is there with the flowers, and the fountain will be up and running, and of course we have a lot of projects and events going to be taking place throughout the summer. So even though we may see road projects going on, we hope people will still come down to the downtown, beautiful downtown, and support our small businesses.
I got another question. Now this involves the Circle downtown. With La Piazza not being there right now, I've noticed that we've been collecting in that square or that quad with the kids. And you could run into problems when it becomes distracting for drivers of the square, and just some of the mess that's left behind.
Clint, you see that from your studio window, and it has been a concern. We have had complaints. In fact, at the council meeting, we had one of our local attorneys who has a business in downtown come and raise a concern of the noise level. Maybe the lack of respect that young people are showing to the people driving through our community. That affects us, whether we like it or not, when people, so, you know.
Well, you don't want visitors from outside of town to come in for dinner and drive around the square and either get hassled or heckled or.
Yeah. And so, you know, I hope young people out there, or the parents of young people, will talk to their youngsters and share, if they're coming down to the square, to be very respectful, you know, not to cause any kind of disrespect to our downtown, to our merchants downtown, to the people passing through. As you said, people come from out of town to enjoy the dinner and the ambiance of the downtown Troy. It is a concern, and we are going to try to address that through our police, law enforcement, through our law director is going to look into things. So what can we do? You know, we still have, everybody has rights, but we also, where those rights, end if you're being not respectful of property. We're starting to see litter, and we're starting to see some vandalism. So, those kind of things should never be a part of our downtown community.
Exactly. Possibly, and there's a way that you could tie this in with Main Street. Just a thought. Maybe update our music downtown. That's something that could, a little Sousa band or something in the evenings. But I would say that if they're caught littering or any offense downtown, that finable, sure. But let's make them a part of the green team, and they put in some community service hours and have to clean up the downtown and pick up trash.
Those are excellent thoughts, and one of which, Main Street has always controlled the music in our downtown quadrants, and maybe a little elevator music might be soothing for more people, and maybe less soothing for some, but that's a great idea. The litter patrol, community service, even good people I see out picking up trash.
Yes.
If everybody does their share, we've always bragged about our downtown, and it's a showcase, and we certainly don't want to see that diminish. Thank you, Clint. The two good ideas you had.
But, what would be better than someone who gets caught littering has to put in time unlittering the downtown?
Correct.
Picking up, and like you said, there's a lot of good people out there that do. Just walking down the street, they pick up the trash, put it into the big bellies and recycle bins that we have downtown. So many people trying to keep this downtown beautiful.
And parents can help as well.
Yeah,
if you know
absolutely.
a parent that has youngsters that tend to gravitate towards our downtown, to just encourage them to do what you just said. Pick up litter, be respectful. And stress that, because it reflects on our community, it reflects on themselves and their school and the parents too.
Well, I can admit I'm almost 50, but when I was in Troy High School, my dad had something that he always told me. Don't ever let me catch you down there hanging out on that square, or your butt's mine. Nothing but trouble's going to come out of that.
Well, I've heard nothing good happens after midnight either, too. So,
exactly.
But just everybody, if everybody would look at the beauty of our community, what it offers, and certainly our downtown, and if we can be a little more understanding, respectful, and understand our businesses here that need that business.
Yes.
There are restaurants here that want people to come from outside to join in to the community. And the best way to do that is we welcome them. We don't disrespect them.
Right. We don't need the downtown to be a rodeo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Anything else you'd like to add this morning?
Wow, we've covered a lot of bases today, as
have.
we always do, and I want to thank you again for what you do to promote our community in a very positive way. Thank you.
So beautiful here. What's your saying?
Civic pride is citywide.
There you go. This has been the Mayor's Report with Mayor Michael Beamish. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN.